Thank you. Good. My name is Laurie Bilyeu. I'm a registered dietitian. I have a Master of Science in Food and Nutrition. I live in Western Massachusetts. I see EDS patients remotely when I have time, 4 or 5 a week. And I'm a member of the, here's my slide. ConnectionNutrition.org is my tiny little website where you can find me. I'm a member of the Diet and Nutrition Working Group of the consortium of the Ehlers-Danlos Society, one of the most lovely group of people I've ever worked with. I don't have any disclosures. So let's talk about your gut. I want you to see a video in just a second, but here the digestive system starts at the lips and ends between the hips. I made that up, sorry. What I want to do in this talk is I want to show you what the digestive system looks like and works like when it's as designed, factory standard, right? And talk about then where you may find you have glitches in your digestive system and what you might do to support it. Not so much, how do we support this? You'll see how to support the system. Let's play this video, which is a beautiful animation of the digestive system working correctly.
The digestive process starts in your mouth when you chew. Chewing breaks the food into pieces, while saliva mixes with food. Once you begin swallowing, the process becomes automatic. Muscles in your esophagus propel food down to your stomach. A ring-like muscle called the lower esophageal sphincter relaxes and lets food pass into the stomach. The stomach produces enzymes and acids, and stomach muscles mix food and liquid with digestive juices. Then, the stomach slowly empties this semi-fluid composition called chyme into the first section of the small intestine, called the duodenum. The pancreas makes enzymes that break down carbohydrates, fats, and proteins and delivers them to the duodenum through small tubes called ducts. The liver makes a digestive juice called bile. That helps digest fats and some vitamins and store it in the gallbladder. When you eat, your gallbladder squeezes bile through the ducts into your duodenum. The peristalsis actions of the small intestine mix food with digestive juices and push the mixture forward for further digestion. Water and essential nutrients pass through the small finger-like projections called villi into the bloodstream. As peristalsis continues, the waste products of the digestive process move into the large intestine. More water absorbs here. Bacteria in the large intestine helps break down remaining nutrients and materials and changes the waste from the liquid into the stool. Peristalsis helps move the stool into your rectum. The anus is the last part of the digestive tract. It is 2 inches long. The anus is surrounded by sphincter muscles that are important in allowing control of stool. It lets you know whether the contents are liquid, gas, or solid.
Yeah. I hope it helps to see the picture. I had one of my patients, who's also a friend, went searching for this for me and learned a great deal about her digestive system as she searched. I'm great. Thank you, Jamie, for that. So that's how it works, but sometimes it malfunctions, right? In the Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, the glitches in digestion happen at every stage that you just saw. We wish we could use a specific diet intervention to fix all of that. We cannot, sorry. We have to be very individualized and treat what's happening with you. And what I'm finding with my own patients is that it may be the most important intervention we make nutritionally is to support the process so that your body works the best it can. The goal of the digestive system is to take the food you eat, break it down into teeny tiny little particles that are then safe to absorb and nourish us. So how do we support that, make it happen? I'm gonna give you, oh sorry, don't read that yet. I'm gonna give you recipes and brand names today instead of scientific studies. I hope you don't mind. There are some rules that apply to you. The rule number one has been my rule number one for a very long time. If it hurts, don't eat it. Okay? I don't care if everybody says salmon is the best food, you have to eat it, and it hurts you, don't eat it. Don't. No. I do have patients who are very lactose intolerant. I tell them either get a lactase tablet or don't eat the dairy. They do it when they're constipated because anyway. Rule number two, if it doesn't hurt, you probably should not eliminate it from your diet. There is no food that anyone can say universally, people with EDS, people with POTS, people with mast cells should not eat this food. You already have foods you can't eat. You already have issues, a lot of you, getting enough food into you. Don't eliminate it if you don't have to. I have patients come to me that on 5 foods, and I say, so why don't you eat pork? Somebody told me I wasn't supposed to. When? I don't know, 20 years ago. No, we might need the pork to keep you healthy. Rule number 3, embrace the inconsistency. Sometimes you can eat, some days you can't. Some days you can only drink. Some days you have the energy to cook. Some days you have no money. Sometimes nothing appeals, sometimes everything appeals. You need a plan for each kind of day. No energy day, it might be cheese and crackers and apple slices and peanut butter. Day that you can cook, you feel pretty good, you make a lot and freeze it. There are thousands of different foods if you can't find, that's the inconsistency. We can find alternate foods for you. If you can't eat this, we've got others we can go to. And we can't replace medicine with food. Sorry, we'd like to take your medicine. Autonomic nervous system, let's go to the bigger picture. If you're POTSy, this affects your GI system. More than 90% of people with POTS have GI malfunction. So if you're in sympathetic mode, flight, fright, your digestive system is shutting down because you need that energy for whatever the crisis is, which we hope isn't, it's POTS. When your parasympathetic system is in ascendancy, then your heartbeat slows down and your digestive system is stimulated. So you need to treat your POTS. Nutritionally, electrolytes is the first place we go. Do everything else everyone has said, compression and medication and everything. But electrolytes, here's your recipe. I've just stolen recipes from people and fixed to them. Sorry. 2 liters of water is like a half a gallon here in the States, right? A teaspoon of salt will give you about 2,300 milligrams of sodium. You can stop there if you like that. What you need is sodium. But you can flavor it, and the sweetener, the glucose or dextrose, same thing, 2 words for one thing. The glucose molecule and the sodium molecule hold hands in absorption. You might get better results, so a little sweetener is a good idea. Stevia is okay, but it's not going to help with the hydration process. So some sugar, honey, maple syrup, or just some fruit juice to flavor is fine. Flavor lemon, lime, but some of you can't do citrus, do something else. Herbal tea was big at our house for a long time. Mint tea, ginger tea, because that makes you feel better too if you tolerate ginger. We did wildberry zinger for a long time, a little vitamin C in there too, and it's like Kool-Aid. Or just add some juice. Orange juice has potassium, another electrolyte. Be fine. Retail electrolytes, if you need to carry them with you, because it is convenient to have packets in your bag that you can add to your water bottle. I prefer to use the formula from the World Health Organization for hydration, and the two commercial products I know of that use that are Trioral and Normalite. Beware of products that have a really good marketing team, but not very much sodium. And also caution with other ingredients. Several of the most popular ones have a lot of B vitamins in it, which might feel good. They give you some energy, but over the course of the day, we might be getting too much. So be careful there. Might have ingredients you react to as well. How much electrolytes? 2 or 3 liters a day, probably. Get a sodium goal from whoever's treating your POTS if you can. Then we can get you there. Because it doesn't help, my colleagues, it doesn't help to say increase your salt when you don't know how much salt they already have. Get a goal. But if you don't have a sodium goal, the doctors tell me, drink it until you feel better. You know your body. You might need more on bad days, more on hot days, more on stressful days. Definitely you want electrolytes before you exercise or exert yourself. Some top POTS tamers for the mealtime. It's almost going to be lunchtime, so let's see what we can incorporate. Sight, aroma, sounds, thoughts about food are all helpful in stimulating the digestive process. They start the secretions, they start the bile production, they increase your motility. It's all telling the body something is coming, get ready for it. Touch. If there's time for a hug, then you're safe and your nervous system can calm down. Let's see, no non-consensual hugs, of course, today, please, but if you have someone you're with who you love before lunch, if you want to have a hug, let your body know it's okay. We're not fleeing, we're eating, it's okay. And breath, and we've had lots of work on breath already this week. I just want to pull in that in the same category as breathing before a meal is the prayer, grace, whatever your spiritual leaning is. It seems clear to me that when you take a moment for anything, for a breath, for a prayer before a meal, it brings you present and out of the chaos. This is good for your nervous system. We'll do that. So whatever is going on in your day, which of these can you access and which can you put into place? Not all of them every time. Mast cell disorders are also going to affect your GI system. I want you to just do everything Dr. Harris or Dr. Maitland tells you to do first before you start eliminating food. Take your medicine. Avoid the consistent triggers. See rule number 1. There's a huge risk of over-restriction when your mast cell is really active and over a long period of time because you are terrified of food and anything might make you react. I'm so sorry, I get it, I hear you. The low histamine diet, I would only recommend as a trial and reintroduce foods and only eliminate the ones that actually always make you react. There's no universally accepted list of foods. And people, one study is showing us only maybe 50%, 51% of people who use a low histamine diet with EDS actually feel benefit. So you can't count on that. If it helps you, fine. If you can, just keep a real clear journal that your dietitian can go through with you to help you find your triggers. So at the stage of the lips, Gandhi's credited with a chew your drink and drink your food. The mouth needs to break things down as far as it can so that you might actually chew your drink a little bit to get those juices going and chew so much that by the time you swallow your food, it's almost liquid. However, you should be able to do that if you have the factory settings on your mouth. The chewing stimulates the saliva. The saliva has amylase that breaks down carbohydrate. That stimulates all those juices in your whole system. It takes 7 to 9 liters of fluid to digest a meal. That comes from all of these organs. It mostly gets reabsorbed, but it takes a lot of fluid. Chewing well might reduce some of the gas and bloating that you get from eating. But when your system is glitchy, your dentition might not allow you to chew that well. It might not. You might have TMJ dysfunction. If every time you try to chew, your jaw slides to the side, it's a little hard to chew something until it becomes liquid. So our interventions are to eat softer foods, eat liquid foods. Anything can go in the blender. Mimic the chewing motion as much as you can. So even if you're drinking something liquid, chew it a little bit. Get the saliva stimulated and then swallow. Dry mouth. Your medication has your dry mouth. Anybody has dry mouth with your medication? Or with Sjogren's or something like that, right? Yeah. But you really need the saliva, so how can you stimulate it? There are saliva substitutes. You can ask your doctor. Sour and bitter flavors stimulate your salivary glands. Have a bitters cocktail. We found out at dinner last night that hops also will stimulate, not a beer. This was in a virgin mojito or something. Hops was good. So here's a recipe for a bitters cocktail. You have been told to use probably iberogast, which sometimes is hard to get. Any of the bitters are probably fine and helpful in this context, sweetest bitters, Angostura bitters. Bitters are a plant extract from bitter plants like dandelion, burdock, ginger, gentian. They're used for years to help with digestion. Now we put them in fancy cocktails. But here for your, some lemon juice, some lime juice, simple syrup is just sugar water, any bitters, 5 or 6 dashes, and some sparkling water or still water. My son and I experimented with this week, and we both found that our saliva, we had much more saliva. Yeah, I see you saying me 2 minutes. Is to swallow difficulties come along too. I have patients with eagles. I don't know what the connection, anyway. Dysphagia may be related to structural problems that you're waiting to get fixed. Fatigue makes it hard to swallow sometimes. Esophageal dysmotility and reflux, GERD. So do get evaluated for dysphagia. Use a speech therapist. It's easier to swallow cooked foods than raw foods. It's easier to swallow foods that are very well chewed. It is easier to swallow soft foods or pureed foods. It's easier to swallow liquids. Sometimes it might be easier to swallow a thicker liquid. If you have trouble swallowing your medication, you might find that a smoothie, something the thickness of milk or something like that, will make it easier to swallow. Going down to your esophagus, you get some spasms in here. You get this lower esophageal sphincter relaxes too much. GERD strategies, smaller meals more often. You don't want pressure on the lower esophageal sphincter from the bottom, so you don't want your stomach too full. Gravity, stay as upright as you can, so gravity helps you digest. Other medications, alginate. Let's talk about alginate, our favorite. It's a seaweed derivative. It absorbs fluid in your stomach, so you take a capsule after a meal, you drink some water, you get a gelatinous raft on top of your stomach juices that is a barrier, and the acid can't reflux into your esophagus. Then it will just dissolve and digest with the rest of your food. We think it's brilliant. This is my favorite brand from Genestra because it only has sodium alginate, nothing else in it. Your stomach can get glitchy with motility, gastroparesis, nausea, early satiety. The nausea remedies, treat the POTS, treat the mast cell, treat the vertigo from your head injuries. Don't take sodium chloride tablets on an empty stomach. Ginger, big red letters, ginger, ginger, ginger. If you can't tolerate ginger, I'm so sorry. Ginger tea, ginger chews are at the Bendy Farm table out in the, out there. Peppermint, licorice, and fennel are also very helpful. Peppermint might relax your lower esophageal sphincter, be careful. Electrolytes at night might help you not be so dehydrated and nauseous in the morning. If you have early satiety, which means you just are full before you can eat enough, liquid meals might get the calories into you that you need. In the small intestine, we're supposed to see nutrient breakdown, digestive enzymes working. The brush border, I love the picture of the villi, but if they're damaged from celiac disease or other inflammation, you might have some trouble with absorption. I am amazed at how many of my patients will try using digestive enzymes and come back and say, almost all of my GI symptoms are gone. Not everyone, but it's not about frank pancreatic insufficiency. I've had some people tested, but it helps. If you can get it prescribed, insurance will cover it. It can be rough. This is my favorite brand over the counter. There are others that are also just fine. I tell people use it for a month. Take one right before you eat, and so it's in your stomach, and see if it works. If you use a bottle and it's not helping, stop it. But if it helps, cool. We're supporting the system to do what it needs to do. Small particle diet is everything goes in a blender, so it's already digested. Elemental diet is even more digested. Low glycemic diet, because sometimes those highly refined carbohydrates are causing the bloating and gas. Low FODMAP diet. High FODMAP foods are high in fermentable oligosaccharides, disaccharides, monosaccharides, and polyols. Only a dietitian would name this. Do it with a dietitian and don't do it permanently. You'll have nutrient deficiencies. In the colon is collecting the waste for disposal, some absorption, water absorption, some nutrient absorption. It gets glitchy, we get constipation and diarrhea. My favorite new thing to offer to you, kiwi. We have a good study on kiwi, a couple of kiwi a day. You can throw them in your morning smoothie if that's what you do. There's also a kiwi extract now, and the study done in the land of kiwi down under, that particular product isn't available here. I have worked with this one from Priority 1, Kiwi Cleanse, and I find it very gentle. It might be helpful to you. Add sorbitol, another FODMAP, right? But we need it sometimes. That's what's in prunes, dried apricots that might pull things along. Make sure your fluids are high, soluble fiber. Also, motility activators. So ginger again, because this is another one that keeps astonishing me how often a patient comes back and says, if I take the motility activator, I'm fine. If I don't, I'm not. And I know because I ran out and it got really bad. Ginger and artichoke helps with motility. It's gentle. It's very mild. It might not be enough if it's severe, but it might be really helpful to you. One at night, one with every meal. It's food. It's not. Okay, if you need something stronger, though, take your doctor's advice, please. Diarrhea is so much harder. Correct those upstream problems. Rehydrate. Soluble fiber like oats, chia, flax, psyllium absorb fluids, and so helps make things a little more solid in there. Digestive enzymes, again, might be really helpful. And here's my final recipe that I stole from my dear friend Paul, who's maybe watching, birdseed yogurt. To feed your gut, so plain yogurt, Greek yogurt, regular yogurt, or a non-dairy if you need to, so you have the probiotics. Berries or fruit in season, whichever one can work. It can be pureed fruit if you need it. And if you can tolerate this kind of fiber, we use whatever blend is available, but almonds, salted, because you need the salt, toasted salted sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, and chia seeds. Be careful with chia. It becomes that wonderful little gelatinous balls, right? I love it. But if you take too much too soon, it might be harsh. So a quarter teaspoon maybe in the beginning. See how it helps, all right? There. Thank you very much. Look forward to questions.